dream country that I want to visit now. Korea. It sounds really cool. Um, well, I mean, there are a lot of countries that I want to visit actually, but like Korea just made the top list because like it just seems really cool. Like I don't know. I'm not like I used to not really be that into like Korea because like K-pop. I'm not the biggest fan of the K-pop industry, but like it's fine. um, I hate how like whenever I make like late night videos, which happens a lot lately, um, the light from my lamp makes me look like all washed out and like faded and white and like just gross. Like I look like I'm a ghost. um, but anyways, this book that I'm reading, actually no, that's not what I want to talk about. This YouTuber I recently discovered because of my uncle, surprisingly. Like, apparently he's started getting into YouTube too, and he's like recommending YouTubers to me, like I'm recommending YouTubers to him. We're kind of like going back and forth with our recommendations. Like, it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, like it's pretty fun. But he recommended this YouTuber to me. Her name is Vicky. And she's like Korean, but like her English is like almost flawless. And like she's like I don't think she's ever been to America, so it's kind of like really different. Like in a really good way how like flawless her English is, and you can just tell that like she's practiced a lot and like she's just very studious and like a dedicated person, and she's just really good at English. Like I've never heard anyone like I don't know, like it's just her English is just like really phenomenal. Like it's just really like, and she wasn't like she hasn't been to like like I don't know, like it's just really cool to me that like she taught herself how to like speak English with like barely an accent. Like some of her words have accent, but like even then like it's not that bad, and it's like sure like she's just I don't even know how to like it's just really cool. Um but anyways, she lives in Korea, and like she does these vlogs where she like travels around Korea and she talks about Korea, and she also talks about learning English and Korean and Chinese too. Like she knows English, Korean, and Chinese, I think, or she's learning Chinese currently. Um, and then she also like talks a lot about like a lot of deep stuff. Like she's very religious, which we all know how I feel about that. But surprisingly, I watched her video on religion and I didn't disagree with what she had to say, which I was like really like pleasantly surprised with, because like I don't know, like I feel like sometimes, especially people who are like very rigid in their religion or like very dedicated to their religion, they're very closed-minded to anything outside of their religion or what they deem respectable to their religion, which is kind of unfortunate because like you can have separate beliefs and still be open-minded to other people's. Like it's not illegal, like but unfortunately most people, especially ones who are dedicated to their religion, don't see it that way. But surprisingly, she's like very like she was really like I agreed with a lot of the things that she had to say in her religion post, and like I was just really surprised. I was like, this is nice. Like I actually like can get with this. Like that's like pretty cool. Um, I'm still an atheist, but like, um, you know, whatever. Um, yeah. Yeah, I actually think I started this like group therapy thing a while back, which is actually like really beneficial. I think I really like it. I think I'll like enjoy it. But I had like two group therapies going on at the same time. One of them's like for like alcoholics, like or alcoholic dependent children, and then one of them's like for strictly like kids who are dealing with depression and anxiety. And the Alcoholics Anonymous, or the Alcoholic Dependent one program, is like, it's freakishly similar to Alcoholics Anonymous. So like it was a little bit trippy for me the first couple times that I went to one, because I was just kind of like, because like even like there's like a little like speech that you like say at the end of every meeting for Alcoholics Anonymous, and like the Alcoholic Dependent program like had a very similar speech, and I was just kind of like, this is trippy and weird and I don't like this. And then I also didn't like how everyone was like, higher power, they kept talking about higher power, and I was just kind of like, yeah, like in the book, like, because there's books that you have to read for this like alcoholic dependent program as well, and like they kept saying that like if you don't have a higher power, that's fine, or like if you don't believe in God, that's fine, but like you need some kind of higher power to like let go of things. And I was kind of like, disagree. Like, disagree, strongly disagree, sweetie. So like I did not appreciate that, how they like insisted upon this stupid higher power bullshit, which like I'm sure is fine for other people, but like I don't want to depend on something else other than myself. So, you know, we're not going there. I'm not gonna trust something that's not fucking there, you know? Like, I already have enough trust issues with people that are physically here. Something that's not actually there and you expect me to trust it? No, thank you. I'm good. I am all fucking good, thanks. You know, just, oof. Plus, like, I just don't appreciate, like, how people dedicated to their religion are so religious. We're just gonna put it that way, like, to be polite, unless you want me to do a 30-minute rant about how much I freaking very dislike religion and a lot of the things that it stands for. Because people use a lot of times throughout history, and even now, like, religion as an excuse to oppress people. And anyways, like, anyways, this girl that I'm watching, Vicky, she's really cool. Like, I really like her mindset. She's also like really into reading, which I'm like, hey girl, I can get up with that. Like, hello. Like, because I love reading. Granted, I have very low patience at the moment. Like, yeah. Like, I feel like before I loved reading the most because it was like an escape for me. And now that I'm like trying to like face my reality and like trying to be like more independent and not like depend on other things, and like work through my problems instead of avoiding them, like reading has lost its like fantastical edge to me. Like, I don't see it as an escape anymore. I see it as like a temptation that's not always good. So like for a while now, like I've been kind of like straying away from reading, and because of that I also have like a lesser patience for reading, because before, like, I used to be so hungry for an escape that I would literally read books that like were pieces of shit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like they were horrible books, and I would read them because like when I'd read through, like, because I would literally go to the library and like would grab at least 12. I would carry as many books as I could carry in my hands, and even then I would go back. Like, I was very, like, I don't know if any of you have seen, like, the movie Matilda, but, like, there's this movie, Matilda, based off this book, Matilda by Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl? I don't know how to pronounce, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but, like, It's a children's book, and it was later made into a children's movie. It's basically about this little girl who was adopted by this extremely selfish family, and her escape was reading. And she would literally go to the library with like her like red wagon cart kind of thing that she would drag behind her, and she would get like fill the whole thing to the brim with books and would carry it all the way back home and like would read. And like she loved reading so much because that was her escape. That was literally me. Like I didn't have a little red cart to carry me, but like I would carry as much as I could hold in my arms. Like that's how desperate I was for reading. Like I was just addicted because it was my escape. And so I would literally like pick up books like without even reading like the full summary. Like I would look at the cover and be like, oh, that looks good, semi-good or whatever. And then I would like read the first few sentences of the summary and be like, yeah, this seems great. And then read a couple pages of the first few pages of the book and be like, yeah, this is written pretty well. Shove it in my arms and just carry it with me while I kept looking for more and more books because like I was just so desperate for an escape. And now I'm not that desperate for an escape, so I'm not like as hungry to read whatever I can get my hands on. So reading for me has kind of like become less of like a escape and more of like a hobby, which is what reading should be. But because of that, I have a lot less like patience for books, especially since I've read literally by this point thousands of books. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I've been reading, I've like always loved reading, like almost always. Like in the beginning I didn't like it because like nobody likes learning something new when they're a kid, but once I learned how to read as a kid, like literally from that point on I was addicted. And I think I learned how to read when I was like 6 or 7. So like I have been reading for like 10 to 11 years now, and have read a lot of books. So like thousands of books, I'm not even joking. And so like I'm very nitpicky with my books now because like I'm not as desperate for an escape, and I like want to read something that I can actually value. You know, which which means that like I get bored of books easily. So like when I go through a library and I pick out a bunch of books, like I'll be reading them and I'm like a few chapters and I'm like, this is boring, put it down, pick up another book. Boring, pick up another book. Boring, pick up another book. Like literally this cycle goes on, and then soon enough, like the 3 or 4 books that I pick up from the library, all of them are boring to me, and I'm like, goodness, like what? And so like it's really difficult for me to really like read anymore because like I'm just so like disheartened because like I'm not as hungry for reading anymore. Like I'm hungry for like something that will actually like be meaningful to me and that I can like read again and again and never get tired of, and like will have a different meaning to me every time that I read the book, and will have a whole like hold a special place in my heart or something. As cheesy as that sounds, like I don't want to just read to read anymore. I want to read something like important and something meaningful, something that'll change me, and instead of just searching for an escape. So like reading for me is kind of like lost its like passion. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's not really the word I'm looking for, but like it's the only word that I can think of at the moment. So it's really frustrating because like libraries used to be my favorite place on earth, but now like they're not really a favorite place on anymore because like when I go into a library, like all I can think about is when I was little and like all I wanted was an escape, and I would just read whatever I could get my hands on, and how now I can barely read like a few pages out of a book before being like, this sucks, like I don't like this book, and like being so picky and like feeling like I'm being a bitch towards a book because like an author probably put a lot of work into it, and I'm just kind of like read a few sentences and I'm like, this is not worth my time, goodbye. And as a reader I have that right, but also it doesn't, like I feel kind of guilty because I'm just like tossing somebody's like work away like it's nothing because I'm not interested in it. But like again, not interested in it, but I feel bad. Because, like, I used to read anything that I could get my hands on, and now I'm just kind of, like, really picky, and, like, it kind of sucks. Because, like, I want to be able to get lost in, like, the pages of a good or bad book now, but, like, I can't. Like, I'm just too picky and impatient. Yeah. It doesn't help that the library closest to us, like, literally sucks. Like, they have the worst selection I've seen ever. Like, their library is so small here. Like, it's so tiny. And then, like, the teenage book section is, like, literally half a bookshelf. Half a fucking bookshelf. And, like, in the first summer of me being here, like, I literally read all of the books that I could have wanted to read on that bookshelf, which was literally half a bookshelf, so it wasn't even worth it. So, like, in the 2 months that you have for summer, or is it 2 or 3 months for summer vacation? But anyways, in the, like, 2 or 3 months of summer vacation, I literally read, like, at least half of the books on the book, like, half of the books on the half of the bookshelf that had the teenage novels, and I was just kind of like, this sucks. Like, their selection is pathetic. Like, oh my god. Like, and they're so tiny. Like, ugh, it's just boring. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. And, like, I've been there, like, a few times recently, and, like, their book selection has not changed. I've been here for, like, 2 years now. Your book selection has not changed? Your library. What are you doing? Like, I'm just, like, sad. Because, like, even though I hated the old town that I used to live in, they had a fucking huge library, and, like, that library always had new books. Always. Like, always had new books that I could discover and read, even if I didn't enjoy the book as much as I could have. Like, I still liked the book because it would offered a distraction. And they still had, like, they had, like, a lot of books in that library. And even in, like, the 3 or 3.5 years of me living there, like, I still didn't get to read all of the books in the library, and that's saying a lot. Like, this is me we're talking about here. Like, literally would read a dictionary if I was bored enough. Like, I was, like, that hungry for an escape. Yeah, I just love books, but, like, recently, like, my love for books has started, like, ebbing away because, like, I'm getting so picky with them. Which is, like, kind of disappointing because, like, I really love books, and, like, books will forever, like, hold a, like, happy place in my heart. Like, I just love them so much. Like, even if I don't read a book, just, like, looking at books just, like, makes me happy. Like, smelling books makes me happy. Looking at books makes me happy. Like, I just love books, man. Like, I love them so much. Like, oh my god, I cannot even begin to describe my love for books. Like, they're so, like, oh my god, love them. Okay, like, I legitimately, like, oh my god, if I could live in a library, I would for fucking sure live in a library. Like, I'm telling you right now. Oh my god, love books so much. Like, I don't even know how to describe how much I love books. But I'm getting so picky with books now, and it's, like, frustrating, because I'm like, dude, I want to read, but, like, at the same time, I'm so picky with books now that, like, it's almost not even worth it, and I almost kind of, like, convince myself not to read because I know I'm going to be too nitpicky with the fucking book, and I'm just kind of like, damn, dude, like, can you not be so picky? But then at the same time, like, I know if I am, like, less picky and, like, go back to being, like, hungry for an escape as much as I was, like, 2 or 3 years ago, like, I'll be really unhappy. Because before, when I was, like, searching for an escape, like, I was really unhappy, and that's why I was craving an escape. And, like, anytime that I wasn't reading, like, I was upset. Like, I was not happy. Like, I was addicted to reading. Like, if I wasn't reading, like I would literally skip meals to, like, read because, like, I just wouldn't want to, like, leave my sanctuary of the pages of the book. That's bad. It's bad. That's so bad. Yeah. And I would, like, cry over books, too, because, like, I wanted what they had and I didn't have it, and I would, like... Man, my life was depressing. It still kind of is. So fun. So fun being me, you know, like... Jesus. Okay, yeah, like, just... Yeah. But, like, I still love books. I just, like, wish that I had more options, because right now all I have is a Wattpad, which... We all know how I feel about Wattpad. Like, it's getting kind of too much now. Like, I'm just kind of like, really? Really scraping the bottom of the barrel, are we? Like, just... So, yeah. And, like, the only other library that we have close by is, like, this little dinky one, and I'm just kind of like, excuse me? Yeah. And then there's, like, this huge Roseville library, which I freaking love and adore, and I went there and I thought it was the most amazing library that I hadn't been to such a big library in a long time, and I was super happy with it. Guess what? I can't go there by myself because, guess what? If you're under 18, you cannot get more than 2 fucking books. 2 fucking books! Are you kidding me? I can finish those 2 fucking books in 2 days, sweetie. Like, excuse me. I was like, boy, I am literally 17. Like, you do, like, I remember, like, talking to the dude at the desk being like, hello, like, boy, I'm an avid book lover. Like, please do not do this to me. Like, and he was just kind of like, I'm sorry, those are the rules. And I was like, fine. And I took the 2 books that I could and left. But I was really pissed off because, like, you're going to deny an avid book reader purely because she's literally, like, 1 year away from being an adult? I mean, I would get it if it was, like, a 5-year-old going up there with, like, several books and being like, yeah, I want these. And, like, you probably know that, that little booger is gonna, like, do some gross shit to the books. I'm not gonna lie. Like, kids are gross. Like, you cannot deny the fact that kids are gross, okay? Like, they are disgusting. I was a kid. I know. Kids are fucking disgusting. Like, it's just a fact that we need to accept. Like, you have to clean up after them. Like, yeah, I freaking hate kids. Okay, I don't hate kids. I'm just... Okay, I don't... Baby to, like, 6 years old. No. 7 to 10? I can handle. But then, like, once they hit teenage years, I ain't touching you with a 10-foot fucking pole, sweetie. Like, no way, no how. Same with the babies. Like, no. Not touching you. Never. Nope. No thanks. Okay, anyways. People always talk about, like, being pregnant being, like, the most amazing thing ever. And then people always talk about having the kids. They're, like, it's the most amazing thing ever. Like, No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, anyways. Maybe because I'm, like, kind of gay. But, like, no. Kids kind of low-key disgust me. Like, I know I was a kid. Like, hypocritical, I know. But, like, I just... I wouldn't have wanted to deal with me as a baby. Like, I literally would throw my shit on the wall because I was upset and was throwing a tantrum and would rip my own diaper off and just throw it at the wall. Like, would not have wanted to deal with me as a child either, trust me. Like, But anyways, like, yeah. Once I'm 18, though, I'm gonna go back to the library and be like, hello, give me all the fucking books I want, sweetie, because, like, I'm 18 now. You cannot deny me the right of my books, because, like, I'm like, I could have lied and told them I was 18, but then like I have a school ID that has my birthday on it, and like they would have seen it and been like, sweetie, you lying, and I would have been like, fuck. Like, damn. I could leave it to me to like want a fake ID to just go into a library and get as many books as I want. That's like the stupidest reason to get a fake ID. I just want my books, man. Like, that library was freaking epic. And like, I can't get more than 2 books at a time. And it's not like I could like go every day and keep getting 2 books. Like, no, like you, like once you check out 2 books, like you have to finish those 2 books and turn them in before you can get more books. Like, how ridiculous of a rule is that? Like, are you kidding me? Like, who the fuck invented that rule? Like, I would like to know and speak to your fucking manager, sweetie. Like, excuse me. I'm kidding. But like, dude, I want a book. Like, I want more than 1 book. Like, I literally I'm still not over that. Like, I wanted to slap him. Like, I was so upset. I was like, dude, my books. Like, I had to sacrifice my books and just pick 2 of them. You can't ask me to pick between my children, boy. Like, are you kidding me? Those are my babies. I was gonna read them. Like, excuse me. I was gonna have beautiful, memorable moments with those books, and you just take them away from me, and I'm like over here like, I'm being so dramatic right now, but like, I really wanted to read those books. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm still not over it. It's been months, and I'm still not over it. It's hot. Yeah. So for now, I'll just have to stick with Wattpad till I'm 18, and then I can go to the library and be like, hey bitches, give me my books. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess if I was patient enough, I could like take out 2 books, read the 2 books, then go back. But like, I don't have the patience for that. Like, boy, like, if I want to get my books, like, I want them now, and I want to be able to read them as soon as possible. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not a patient person, like, at all. Like, and if you're making me wait for my books, like, boy, you best beware. Like, the only thing that can piss me off more than someone, like, denying me the right to a book is someone destroying a book, especially if it's a book that I own, which, believe me, people have done before, and they've regretted it because, like, you don't touch my books. Like, at all. If it was an accident, fine. Because if I had some people, like, borrow books of mine and, like, bend a page or something, like, that's fine. If someone, like, I remember this one kid in, like, 3rd grade. He took my book and, like, literally opened it up and, like, rubbed it in the grass and got, like, dirt and, like, gross, disgusting grass inside my beautiful book. And I was like, this is 3rd grade, okay? Like, elementary school, nobody fucking cares what you do as long as you apologize, okay? So, me, being me, when he touching my book, I tackled him with a, like, 5-pound backpack and was like, no, you don't touch my fucking book. And then I, like, hit him with the book. But, like, he touched my book, okay? Like, you don't touch my book. Like, you just, especially with, like, a 3rd grade mentality, like, excuse me, like, I'm just saying, you don't touch my books, okay? Like, I think that's, like, the one thing that, like, if I ever became, like, a hoarder or, like, some kind of, like, sentimental person, that's the one thing that I would be sentimental about would be books. But that's it. Like, I'm not really, like, a sentimental person. Like, if there was a fire, I would probably, like, leave everything in my room and just run for my fucking life. Because, like, I don't give a shit about anything in my room. Like, Well, I mean, I kind of do, because, like, I have some friends who, like, have, like, a lot of my friends are artistic, because, like, you know, they're talented, I'm not. We've been over this. And, like, so I have some of their, like, artwork hanging around my room and, like, hung up around my room, and, like, it's really cute, and I love it. So, like, maybe I would, like, grab that, but, like, other than that, nah, like, nothing. I don't really care for anything in my room, like, at all. Like, everything's replaceable. Like, you literally, like, I don't know. So, like, even books are replaceable. So, like, I mean, I probably wouldn't even be that much of a book hoarder. Well, I mean, maybe if it was, like, an old book. Or, like, a signed book. Yeah, okay, yeah, never mind. I would be kind of a hoarder with books. But, like, you know, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just a little bit too attached to books. Like, I just really love them. Like, even if I'm not reading them, like, I like them around me. Like, they just give me a sense of comfort that I cannot describe because, like, it's just hard to, like, I don't know. Like, they just, nostalgia. Anyways, so, yeah. I don't know why I, like, spent 32 minutes talking about books. Yeah, I don't remember talking about anything else other than the books. But yeah, I just love them, okay? Like, we've been over this. Even though I'm, like, currently struggling to read because, like, the opportunities have been next to fucking none. Ridiculous, if you ask me, because, like, that library is perfectly fucking available. Like, excuse me, you're denying a willing customer, sweetie. I mean, I'm not a customer. Like, libraries are free. Thank fucking God. Oh my God. Can you imagine if libraries didn't exist and they were only bookstores? Like, I would cry. Like, I would cry if libraries didn't exist. Like, frick. I would make my own fucking library if libraries didn't exist. Speaking of, when was the first library made? I wonder. Anyways, like, enough of my rambling. I'm gonna go now because, like, you know, spent enough time. It's 10:52. I have school tomorrow, like, sweetie. Anyways, goodbye.